Hey, I'm Nathan Tabor. So we're at step 3. We're going to establish. So you've admitted there's an issue or problem. You've identified what kind of the root cause is, or multiple root causes, right? So now we're on to establish. And I just want to say this. If you're to this point, you're doing a great job. I mean, you're really overcoming some things. You're really digging in. This is not an easy process, but I promise, I guarantee the results, the way your life will change, the way those around you will benefit from this is incredible. So don't stop now. Don't let fear or any type of outside influences, other people saying, "Oh, that won't work." Do it. Trust me, I went through this exact same process. I still go through it. When I have things come up, this is the thing that I use in my life. So in this establish step, we're going to create a plan. We're going to create the steps, the solution to what you're going to do to get out of the problem or problems that you're in. So this is kind of to me, it's the fun part. This is where the puzzle starts to fit together. So now you've got to start thinking about what's the solution? What's the answer? What's the thing that you need to do, or the things that you need to do that you control, that you have the ability to implement in your life, right? So this is establishing a plan. That's what it comes down to. So if you're, from, business side, or from, planning your family vacation, this is what it is. These are the steps that you're going to take. This is what you're going to implement. So think of it this way. If you're in constant conflict with others, just butting heads like rams on the side of a mountain, just constantly hitting against, what's something that you could do to stop that? Think about it. Stop talking to that person. That is a solution. Might not be the most pleasant one, might not be the right one. That's the other, is finding the right solution. You could sit down and talk to the person. You could write them a letter or an email. There's things that you can do to address that conflict. Now, to really address that conflict, you got to get down to the root cause. What's causing the conflict? Ultimately, in one of those two, you can just hold your tongue. You can let them have their say. Sometimes in a situation like this, where there's hurt feelings from years past, things that you might not even remember you said, but they do, or vice versa, sometimes you have to apologize. Sometimes you just have to agree to let that bygones be bygones, and you're not going to talk about that anymore, but you are sorry for whatever you've done or said. And you can't just say, "Oh, I'm sorry." It has to be really heartfelt. Other examples. Your spouse doesn't think you spend quality time with them. You know what the solution to that is? Spend quality time with them. Put your phone down. Put your computer down. Put whatever distractions. Stop being physically present but mentally absent, and spend time with them. That's a solution. Is it one that you necessarily go, "Ooh, that sounds like fun"? I don't know. I mean, that's a decision you're going to have to make. How much do you want that relationship to last? How happy, how content do you want your spouse to be? And if you want a better relationship with God, what's the solution to that? Spend more time with Him? Read the Bible more? Pray more? You see where I'm going with this? I mean, this is not rocket science. This is not something that takes bunches of formulas that's, overcomplicated. The complicated part of this is that you have to change. You have to be willing to do things that you haven't been doing, or you don't want to do, or maybe right now you don't see the benefit of it. But if you want to get to where you desire, if you want the benefits of, you have to do things that you've not done before, or you've not done them a lot. So there's no time constraints on this step. There's not, you got to have this done within a day or a week. Some of this is going to be ongoing, and we're going to talk about that kind of towards the end. The important part of this, again, is to be really honest with yourself. Really dig in and say, what am I willing to do? Because if you set establish your goal, your plan as, I'm going to do this, I'm going to spend 40 hours a week with my spouse. I mean, if you have a job and you have maybe children or something, I mean, you see that might not be an attainable part, right? So you have to establish this plan, but it also has to be an honest plan. It has to be a thorough plan, but it also has to be an attainable, a realistic plan. So start working on this. Again, get your sheet of paper out. Get your plan out. You've admitted, you've identified, now we're going to establish. And so to help you with this process, to help you understand goal setting, to help you understand, what are some things that I can do here, I've modified, amended, taken in, and kind of absorbed a process called SMARTER. And that's capital SMARTER. It helps you establish your plans. It helps you put things together. It helps you put a process to them. It's basically, it asks you 7 questions. It gives you 7 identifiers. Does your goal, does your plan meet these 7 criteria? And sometimes you might say, no, it doesn't fit this one, but it would never fit that. So it's okay. It doesn't have to meet, it doesn't have to meet all 7. But it needs to meet the top ones. It needs to fit into those categories. So right after this video, there's another video on, and it's kind of part 2 of this, called SMARTER, and how to establish your plans. What's the criteria you should use? In this step here, as you start to work through this, it's writing things down. It's, what can I do? If you need better balance in your life between your work and your family, what are things you can do? And I could sit here and I could do a 20-hour video telling you all the potential things you could do. But I'm going to really challenge you on this. I'm going to come at you not hard, but I'm going to come at you honestly. I think you already know the majority of what you should be doing to resolve your problems. And do you know how I know that? Because when I, in my life, have a problem, I know down deep I might have to dig in and have to move my pride to one side and move forgiveness in, and I might have to be a little patient with something, but I know down deep what I need to do to resolve it. What stands in that way, right? Well, what stands in that way is me or you. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time giving you, here's 3 things you can do to develop a better relationship with your spouse. You already know. I'm not going to tell you, here's 7 things you can do. You pretty much already know. Now, if you do need some of those, obviously you can go to Google and Google those, for give me 7 things to help me establish a better relationship with my spouse. Date her, spend more time with her. Again, they're all common sense. But if you do need some help in that area, shoot me an email. Shoot me a message, question, comments. I'll be more than happy to address that with you. But during this established phase, I really want you to dig in personally into you. Because if I tell you to do something, or if you go read what someone else has done, they might give you some ideas, but if you try to implement it exactly that way, it's probably not the solution to your problem that you need. So take a minute in each one of these categories. You've admitted, you've identified, now you're going to start establishing. As you establish, look at the SMARTER criteria. And what SMARTER means is an acronym which you use to guide your goal-setting process. It helps you develop a plan. It helps you address the problems. And the purpose of writing all of this down It's because you can't keep it straight in your mind. You can't say, oh, I'm going to do this today, and then because tomorrow you'll, oh, I'm going to do this. Next day you'll, oh, I'm going to do this. And then you end up like a little rabbit just running every which direction, and you never get anything done. So by the end of this process, by the end of this step, I want you to have a very defined plan of action. I want you to have objectives and goals that say, if I do these things, you're not going to be able to do every one of them every single day. This is things that you're going to work on over time. It's going to be you changing. It's going to be you developing. It's going to be you creating habits. But over time, if I do these things, this is the outcome that I'm going to get. And it's going to be the resolution of that problem. Well, what happens when you solve a problem? And then that problem is no longer there. That stress, that anxiety, the fear or whatever is there, which means now you've got all this new energy and mental capacity to do other things. So that's the goal of this step, is to show you by your own actions, your own words, your own thoughts, your own plans, if I do this, it's going to resolve these things. It's going to give me the outcome that I desire. If you need some more sheets, if you need some more action plans, the written plan, also the description of Smarter, go to nathantabor.com/law of order. You can also, go back into the videos, in the emails, the content. You can also go forward, and all that information is also found at nathantabor.com/law of order. And please don't hesitate to ask me any questions, shoot me any comments. If something I've not said is not completely clear, or you want some more explanation of it, please reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to provide you as much clarification that I can. Thanks, and hey, please also take a minute to share this with someone. If you know someone who's hurting or struggling, send them this information and say, hey, this is a process I've been going through, and I want to encourage you to go through it as well.